Hello, I'm ABX and this is Seed Sunday, the weekly series I run on my channel where I show you some of the most interesting seeds that do exist for Minecraft on the console. And today's one is kind of a perfect follow-up to last week's Seed Sunday about, Seed Sunday is broken stuff, because this is a random seed I generated for UHC on Thursday. I totally recommend you check that out. It was a lot of fun, but the thing about that UHC match that I find to be very interesting is the fact that, the map was random, it was meant to be a generic world, but it turned out to have some of the most amazing things that I think you'll all want to see, and they kind of prove a big point while also being a pretty good seed in its own right. Hopefully you all do enjoy the video, like if you do because it helps out the channel and lets know you do like the Seed Sunday. And again, this seed has a lot of really different bizarre stuff that kind of shows that everyone went off and did their own thing and everyone had their own little separate story. But to show you what I mean by that, let's get straight into exactly what the seed is. It's going to be on screen right now. Big list of numbers because that's how random seeds work. And if you type in this seed, you'll spawn somewhere in on or around this hill. So yeah, as you can see, it's a nice little hill. It's got some roses on. There's a random bat flying around there. But the crazy thing about this spawn is literally across over there, you can see a mushroom biome literally from the spawn, and it's a pretty big mushroom biome too. Like, it's really quite stretched, and what's even cool in the fact that you can see it from the spawn is you can reach it from the spawn pretty easily too, because all you have to do is like kind of head around to this thing, and then suddenly, boom, Mushroom Island, Mooshrooms, a rare mob most seeds don't even have access to, and it's just a pretty cool little thing to find right next to your spawn. And yeah, that's something you can find just over here, again, literally just to the east of the spawn. Pretty nice stuff like that. So yeah, as well as having a mushroom biome here, there's this weird kind of cut off spruce, again, it's a cold tiger biome or a tiger biome, and the thing that fascinates me about this is the fact that this shows that the way biomes work on console is clearly different and perhaps broken from the PC, because you have three separate biomes overlapping with each other. We've got an oceans, slash ocean land biome here, we've got a tiger biome, and we've got a mushroom biome, all kind of, again, like, they're overlapping in a way that really doesn't make any sense and isn't consistent with the PC, and whether that's a glitch or whether that's intended console functionality, I think it's very interesting to see regardless. So yeah, as well as that, we've also got, some caves down here. The cool thing about mushroom biome caves is that if you go into any of these, you will not find any mobs anywhere. So isn't that a cool little thing? You can get all these ores if you want, get your coal, get your iron, start your game entirely in peace, because no mobs will spawn underneath the mushroom biome, as a cool benefit of it being, the mycelium stuff. So yeah, as well as this biome being here, like I said, this seed has lots of interesting different things depending on what you want from a seed, and I feel like everyone got to experience in their own separate ways. So the first interesting thing is that there's quite a few flatland islands near the spawn. So even though this spawn is meant to be a plains biome, which is generally quite flat, it's got some flat areas in here, but it's not quite as flat as you might expect all over. However, there are a lot of flat islands just over here that might be perfect if you want to make lots of separate builds that have some space between them. Then you can just like make one build on this island, you can make one build on this island, one build on that part of the island, one over there. Look how perfectly flat this little place is. And there's even like miniature islands that you can expand from yourself. I really do quite like that it's got lots of like, again, buildable flat islands that you can work with, and it's a pretty nice little thing. But as well as that, if we head over to the west, the east of the map, the side I didn't go to, you'll find that it immediately also has not just, a cool mix of terrain, a cool mix of this and that, it also has an igloo over here. So this igloo is really interesting because, again, it was found by one of the people in the UHC, and they managed to find, just randomly by walking to this side of the map, not only is it an igloo, it's an igloo with a basement, so you get a free golden apple, you get a free, zombie villager, to change with, and all that sort of cool stuff, but also, has access to all the free loot, and also it happens to be built right into a stronghold. That's right, there is a stronghold slash, igloo spawner down here, which is a really happy coincidence. I've seen this once before, but the fact that you can literally mine like 6 blocks down here and end up in the end portal from your igloo, that's pretty darn nuts, and it's one of the cool things about this seed. So here's a random villager that managed to get out, and he's not too sure what he's going on there, but it is pretty cool regardless. So again, as well as just being kind of interesting because, so this is a stronghold that happens to be right next to the thing, it also means that if you just go up here, there's actually, like, again, this would have been useful if you found it in the UHC, but there is a chest just over here at these coordinates, which has a lot of good stuff to start with. That's, 2 bits of iron for, like, a sword if you want it, or whatever else, as well as some iron leggings and an iron sword. Again, just a nice start to the seed, and a very bizarre start at the very least. It's also got lava, hanging everywhere, so there's some over here, there's, more iron, by the way. There's some just over in the corner, just back this way. There's lots of lava. There's lots of weird, stuff going on with this stronghold, and it's pretty cool that it has so many weird things going at once, and just a nice little coincidence on top of it already being an igloo. So yeah, as well as having a mushroom biome, lots of flat islands, and the igloo, this seed is also, pretty cool, because if we head to the very far north of the map, there is an underwater spawner. So yeah, finding spawners underneath deserts, or like, exposed in deserts, is a fairly common thing, but a much less common thing since the update a few updates ago is finding mob spawners underwater, because all the gravel there makes it Much harder for them to even spawn. However, in this particular case, as you can see, there is in fact an underwater spawner that just happens to be, one block below the surface, so it's covered in gravel still, and it means that you can actually get a skeleton spawner without breaking any blocks whatsoever. And because it's underwater, these skeletons pose no threat from you unless you want them to. Because again, what you can do if you want to is you could cover this thing up and you could, get rid of all the water if you wanted to. And I think that's kind of cool that if you want, you can have a functional spawner, or you can just go down here, you can remove the gravel, and you can loot the chest because there is some saddles, there is a name tag, there's some gunpowder, there's also access to the cat music disc, everyone's favorite music disc, am I right? And I just think it's pretty cool that you get some free chests, but also an opportunity to make a spawner if you really want to, below the water. I think that's a pretty nice little find for an otherwise, again, kind of empty ocean at the top here. Also at the top of the world, again, this is something sorry, it's just behind me over here. So also at the top of the world, I found this to be very, very fascinating. There are these giant, mountains found just over in the corner, so I think they're over here actually. There are some giant mountains found next to this, by the way, lava lake, next to this lava lake, and these giant mountains are kind of cool because they have quite a few caves going through them. So you can go through those caves and you can get access really easily to the gold and the diamonds and stuff like that. I did a few runs of it earlier, but apparently not just right now. There's this cool set of mountains right here, which I'm a little bit concerned that it's not the right set, but yeah, as you can see, very, very easy. It's an interesting mountain biome regardless, so a nice thing to go up to, especially if you're playing UHC and want a view of the world. But as well as being able to get a good view of the world from up there, another thing you can do is you can head over to, this side of the map. This is where I went when I was playing the game, and you can find yourself what I found to be a just massively coincidental happy cave. So all the yours are going to be mined right now. But again, if you watch the UHC, you'll know, you can go back and you can prove this because I did it for the first time live. Basically, if you go down this mountain and, just mine down at these corners, you'll find a bunch of gold, you'll find some lapis, and you'll find emeralds and diamonds literally overlapping. So yeah, there are so many emeralds on this cave. I didn't even get most of them, but there was an emerald over there, there was an emerald just over there. And in this corner over here, again, these coordinates, type these in, go to it, and there's a little bit of trust involved, but I figured why put them back? Let's be honest about this. There were 8 diamonds there, there was an emerald there, and there was a vein of gold over here, kind of covering the whole things up. And as well as that, there's so many other emeralds throughout the cave, which is just a really, again, there's another emerald over here, which is just a really great coincidence. More emeralds, there's just, and then more diamonds over here. It's just such an amazing cave to be found in this one amazing little place, and I thought I had to share it with you all, because for something that coincidental, it's pretty cool, and something I imagine you'll all want to check out, because that's what Seed Sunday is all about, right? So, yeah, that is this cave right here. More emeralds, by the way, 2 more over there. Apparently, it's a good start to the, the Haggler achievement, the 30 emerald one, which is pretty great for something that's just a little add-on to what else you can find in the seed. So, yeah, as well as having the underwater spawner, as well as having the flat islands, the mushroom biome, all this other sort of stuff, there's one other thing I found to be very, very intriguing that I didn't get to experience, but that, I think someone else, did have some problems with, because it is this little lava pool just over here. So, it is a single block of lava that just flowed in just the right way to make this giant, kind of pouring lava thing. But the thing about it that's, really quite intriguing is it goes into a roof forest. So it means that, if you don't come here soon enough, then there'll be just a burnt down roof forest. And personally, I really love this as, almost like a biome that I think should exist. The ruined forest, because it's almost like parkour. It's again, it's a fascinating little biome that you can find if you come here a little bit too late. So, yeah, would totally recommend being a little bit too late to the party, because your forest will burn down. And, again, I don't know why it interests me so much, but the idea of a burned down forest is rather quite cool if you do ask me. So yeah, as well as that, we've got more mountains just over here, and there's lots of stuff on this seed that I'm sure you can interest yourself with, but I just thought it was really cool that everyone went in their own direction, everyone found their own, intriguing thing, and, it makes me want to do more UHCs with subscribers, which is something I'll do at some point in the future. Again, one more time, I would recommend you check that video out if you haven't already, if you want to see the Seed Sun in action. But otherwise, hope you did all enjoy it. Next week, I'll probably do a lot of searching and try and find some weird igloo related stuff, because that igloo was the first one we found in a very long time. So yeah, I try and find something else with that. But for now, hope you all enjoyed this week's Seed Sunday. Like it if you liked it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.